get my hands on. Small car and it's been raining. The other glasses that I think look better on me. If I can reach them while we're getting started, I will. But good morning. I think everybody's having a little bit of connection issues where I'm at. And while we're doing this, hopefully we won't do a lot of scrolling for you guys, but it's possible. So welcome to Simply Live with SimplyLesa. I am currently at La Posa South in Quartzsite, Arizona. It is winter. No, forget the winter comment. It is January 1st. January 1st, 2023. Hi, Kenneth. How are you? It's good to see you this morning. As people come in, I usually ask everybody to say good morning and, introduce yourself to each other and get busy in the chat area. We have these wonderful internet things that we could use, so let's use them and get happy with each other. So, meet the little community we have out here. 3 people already. Wonderful. Good morning, everybody. Okay, cool. Mojave, Loretta. You want to come say hi?
Hi.
To who? Everybody on my live feed.
Oh, okay. I don't have any
This
makeup
is Rachel.
on. Because if y'all don't know, there's
camping.
a lot of people out partying last night.
There were. And so, y'all, it doesn't matter on my channel. I don't care if people have makeup on or not.
Oh, no. It's okay.
I mean, look at me.
I care.
I'm sunburned one day and dry the next and whatever, right?
Oh, okay.
But this is Rachel. Rachel and her,
my husband, Donnie.
Donnie, are camped behind me, and they invited me to camp close to them so that I could use their Starlink and have a better signal for you guys on Sunday mornings.
Yep.
And this is
Birdie,
my fur niece, who comes over and gets bones and stuff for treats. And she's such a cute little girl. Hi, Anu. Good morning.
She's like, what are we doing?
I know. All right. So.
All right.
Let me.
I got to go inside because I'm cold.
Yeah, go.
All right.
Go. It's fine. Okay. Little campsite excitement right off in the beginning. So much for, the opening announcement kind of things I sort of do. So, let's see. Iris, help me. Oh, is Iris out here? Yeah, she's here. Iris, help me if I forget anything in the announcement part, please. So, I believe that, let's see, did I remember to say, please, if you have questions for me, just start your question with 3 uppercase Qs. That way I see it really quick. Don't forget that I have super chats and super thanks if you are interested in, giving me some, well, it's not coffee anymore, coffee money anymore, because I just stopped drinking coffee again. It wasn't tasting that good. We'll get into that. But it will help with gas money or something for my rig. Also, I think I changed my description in the that follows on the video, and I believe if it all went through like it was supposed to, it should, because I was using Starlink, so I have a really strong signal. I believe that it changed enough stuff to show some of the companies that I use their products or talk about, and I will be making sure that gets changed all across the board on all my videos, so you guys get a better sense of that. I'm making some sounds, yes. I cleaned my glove box the other day. That's the stuff from my glove box. I still have to finish going through it. And guess what? Yes, the better looking pair of glasses, they both work similarly, but was underneath the bag, which is what I had a hunch that's where it ended up. You know, sometimes in small vehicles, sometimes our glove boxes end up like kitchen junk drawers. Mine did for a minute in this car because the angle of the way it opens is kind of odd, and yet it kind of works. When it's open, it has a flat bottom, but the whole, it's kind of weird to explain. But so it's an awkward shape, in my humble opinion, to organize it well. So I'll be working with that as I'm cleaning it up. But I needed to clean it. Plus the fact that I needed to see the label that was in the glove box. And most cars have a label in the glove box that comes from the manufacturer. That's where the paint color sticker is. That will tell you what color paint you have if you want to match the paint color or get a touch-up paint stick or whatever they call those things, marker thing. See, these are a little better. They still shine with that blue thing because they're blue screen glasses. I thought until about 10 minutes ago, I thought that I was going to have to use my cell phone. So with the cell phone, using the glasses really, really helps me. But with the computer, I don't need them. So I'm going to put these away, even though I just found them. And the reason I can use the computer and not the cell phone, my signal with the Wii Boost and my phone signal, which does work, but it was working really slow. And so hooking it, when they turned on their Starlink, then it just went, boom. And I went, oh, yay. Well, do I have to start all over? You know, so I tried and I didn't have to start all over. So this is a much easier process. Yay. 13 people. Look at everybody out here. Oh, how wonderful. This is fabulous. Yeah, say hi to each other. Let each other know where you're at. What are we going to talk about today? You know, some of y'all partied pretty hard last night. I heard it. I'm not oh, that's why I can't see it. I'm not a party person. I have learned over time. I do like to have fun. But, you know, my kind of fun is a little different. Plus, I don't know whether it's just a mental glitch from the way I was raised or what, but you know, I always have this idea in the back of my head that if everybody else is doing it, it must be wrong or not good for you, or I don't know. So, and that may have come from family, I don't know, but whatever. So I know that I do have a different, like, ethical belief. And so I do try to honor that. And so I wouldn't have been at a New Year's party anyways. I tried a couple of times. And when I lived in Times Square, New York, I did go just so I could say I had done it. So let's see. 3 uppercase Q's in front of your questions. Bring me questions. Say hi. Tell me what you want me to know. Yeah, remember I have super thanks, super chats. What else? Messages aren't staying up for me on here right now. Why are they not staying up? I like it when they stay up and I can just keep reading them. Anyways, Rusty One, that's a hi. Welcome everybody. If I don't mention your name individually, I apologize. I will try, but like right now we must have a glitch in signal and I'm not seeing all the messages. So I'm like, yeah, not sure why I can't see everything, because I think I have it set on show me everything, but it's not showing me. Okay. Well, anyways, I'm not going to fight that while we're all on here trying to do this. Let me try switching it to something else and then coming back to it. Let's try that. Turn it on and turn it. There we go. Now I'm seeing things. So I didn't see if anybody had a question. Okay. 3 capital Q's in front, or uppercase Q's in front of questions so that I notice them quicker. Super chat, super thanks. In the description box, there are names of companies that I mention, as well as my.com, which is SimplyLesa.com. I finally got that license plate on the front of the car, the tracker. And what else was I supposed to mention? My wish list is out there too. If you want to do something to help me out, there are small items. There are ways, even in the super thanks, you can just like, if you want to, not, I'm not drinking coffee anymore, but you can help me buy gas or something like that with a small donation. It doesn't have to be something big thing. I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate every time somebody does help me. So I'm really grateful that I have the ability to do that and offer that to you if you want to help me. Do not do what does not fit your budget or your ethics. If it bugs you, don't do it. Okay? Because there's many times in my lifetime when I couldn't help people either, and it annoyed me when I heard those things. But that's the housekeeping that I need to say. Like and subscribe. As my life is calming down, and I don't know, I feel more stable. It seems like maybe I'll be able to do more content. I've got a blog post I'm writing. It's taken me too long to write, but it's based off, I decided for a lot of time I have responded by making comments on other people's videos. And I thought, all the time I put into commenting on other things that I could be making those comments on my own channel and it would give me content. So hello, I'm going to start doing that. So starting off with, I'm writing a response to a video that John did, Frugal Off-Grid Homestead. I think that's what he's called. Frugal Off-Grid Homestead, whatever. It's John that lives in Apache County. He's a neighbor of mine, and he has a very business-like, very good YouTube channel, web presence, and he's good at it. Of course, he doesn't have other things distracting him. And he started very frugal, very low income situation. And I appreciate what he does. So what I'm going to be writing about is in response to him just rebuilding the inside of his van as a cabin rather than building a cabin. That's going to be good. So I'm writing a response, and I might even film a response, but I might have to use photos if I can figure out how to do that I have taken in the past on the property, because I'm not up there right now. So I saw that somebody said, do you realize blue is your color? Yeah, I do now, because I see me on the screen too, and it's like, wow, yeah, and it makes me happy. When I see this picture of me on the screen, I go, look, you look all right. Yeah, you're not too old. You don't need to be, beating yourself up for being ugly or fat or whatever. You know how girls do things. So, I'm just as human as the next person. So, okay, so I saw another question, but... Oh, thank you, Iris. I appreciate that. And some people want both. So I am, I like the writing process, but then I can talk about the writing process as well. And so I appreciate that. And I know I do the same thing with some people, that I know what they look like, and I know their basic format for whatever they do on their channel, and I can listen to them and drive, or listen while I'm doing chores or something. And I appreciate those things as well. So let's see. Yes, I'm still in the Chevy Tracker. Yes, I'm out here full timing in the Chevy Tracker. I love this. I wish Orozook would get on here with me. YouTube has just asked me to work with a test thing And so I need to call and see if I need to get with Orozuk and see if I can get him to come on with me. So good morning to you all, whoever's out here. I see the numbers were up and they've gone down. Noticed that it looks like the signal might have glitched. So be patient if that's happening. I apologize, but the signal I can't do much about. So, all right. 2023, wow. Goodness. Do you know, when I was younger, I never thought we'd see the 2020s. I mean, I grew up in a religion that was kind of thinking that Jesus would have come back by now and we would be in the millennium or something like that. And yeah, very, very different to be in this time. But look at what we can do. Look at the things that are possible. Starlink happened, I think, this year, but recently. And we can do these things, and it's way post-COVID, but people still get sick. We make different choices now about how we deal with getting sick because we went through that. Some of us do different things with our lifestyle. Our choices might be different because of what's happened in the last few years, but look at where we are. And here we go again. I'm looking forward to spring because for me, spring is the real start of the new year. I think middle of the winter, when it's the beginning of a calendar year, is just doesn't match what happens in my brain. And my thought process, but it doesn't make it wrong. So for me, when Passover comes, I do a whole introspective thing of checking how I have operated over the year within my ethics and my personal boundaries, and how I want to move on and how I want to change. I do that kind of stuff in the closer to Passover time for me. Right, which is like usually around April, and it's around what a lot of you use for call Easter. What that didn't come out in a very nice sentence. I'm sorry, but I think you understand me. So Passover and Easter are similar timing. So how do I maneuver in the rain? Because it was raining at a pretty good clip when I got up this morning. My window's still cracked. You can't probably see that crack, but I'm putting my finger. I can touch the rubber on the other side. Now, if I put my finger straight, it would be hard to stick it through. But there's a hole, a crack in my window. I have the window open that much. Yes, I'm going to add to my Amazon wish list the rain guards for these windows for my tracker. I am going to add that, and I'm going to add also the larger UCO chandelier. This one, you can see it's burning right now. This one holds a tea light candle. I love it. It's good. It's not quite enough if it's really cold. Now, like this morning's kind of cold. This is enough to keep the air a little bit dry. But I made a mistake with it, and I didn't quite get the candle in it right, and I'll have to clean it. There's wax. There's liquid wax as candles melt. And so these candle holders are very easy to clean, very simple to clean, and I do like them. And I like the ambiance of the actual light flame. But you got to be careful. In a car, be super, super, super careful anytime there is a flame in a car. But honestly, it helps dry the air up a little bit so the condensation's not as bad. But I want to get, I have a 3 candle one up at the cabin, and I will bring it out now that I'm creating some space where I can store it. I will bring the 3 candle one out with me because I can boil water on that and, make a cup of hot drink. Yeah, I just saw that the signal glitched again, so I hope you guys are still there. But this one will help in a small space, but you got to be careful where you put it. And if you get the candle in crooked, as it melts, it becomes liquid, and then it can slosh or spill. So you got to be careful how you're bouncing around in the car. So protect and be careful. You don't want to start a fire with it. You don't want to get wax all over something. But it's pretty simple to clean if it spills a little inside of it. So for now it's setting, let's see if I can show you that. For now, oh, it's a little, as I went to turn the screen, it looks messy to me. That's my rain jacket. I'll tell you about that. But see here how I have my tray table on the steering wheel? That's where it sits when I use it. But I do have to be careful because that tray table will wiggle if I'm moving around much. So it's you have to take care with these things. There's no safe alternative heat thing that's not going to be something that you have to be careful with. I mean, even if you had a lot of power or an electric cord, running through a window or something, or, you were able to use shore power somewhere. Okay, electricity with an extension cord. You still got to be careful with the heater. Because any of those things could catch something on fire. So you need to be very careful. So, how do I manage? I have this window open this much of a crack. The window on the other side's probably a larger crack, opening, because my solar wiring is running through that window right now. Because okay, I have this tangled mess of wiring. I hope I'm showing that pretty good. Probably am. I don't like messy wire. Nobody does. All the tangled wire messes. I am so looking forward to being able to get my solar system under control where I won't have all this running everywhere, and my WeBoost. Because right now the WeBoost is running through the door, and there's a piece of really old white duct tape that's all gummy up there. But it's how I try to keep the water from coming in, the rain from coming in and drizzling down the cord. And so all of that system, there's plans for me to upgrade that over time where I won't have all the wires running everywhere. But for right now, I want to be out here so bad that I'm going to put up with this for a while. Not long. What I really would like to have, I need to add their name to that list of companies that I talk about. I really would like to have the Cascadia 4x4 solar panel on the hood of my car. They make one that they've been able to insulate so that the heat of the engine doesn't make it have a problem. Anyway, and they've put them on Suzuki Samurai, so they know, they told me already that they know they have one that will fit my hood. So that's a thing I'm looking forward to. I don't know when. I will put it on the wish list when I find out which one is the size I'm going to need, but I haven't even done that research well yet. I made a phone call to Perrycraft about my roof rails this week. They have not, we haven't reconnected. I made a call, but they needed to call me back. They were busy. But I'm getting ready to put roof rails on at least the back portion. Part of the reason I'm doing that is, if you notice, you could see the cars behind me, the trucks. That's Donnie and Rachel's place. But you could probably see, this feels like I'm right in an apartment complex or neighborhood. And it's very close together people. But I'm in a pretty private space myself. Look at my piece of campsite, right? Now, I guess the rain has kind of stopped for a minute, but there's still clouds. They said by noontime it would stop. But because I'm in this situation, I have another issue, and that is my bathroom stuff. And my Insta-privy, I finally have had enough experience with it to figure out how to make it work well for me. Okay? And for me, setting it on my head, on my hair, and sitting down was making me dizzy and was awkward. Okay? But when I started hanging it from the loop on the top, I can use that way. So over the last 2 weeks, I replaced the struts that, is that what they're called? That open those hydraulic lifters that open my rear hatch window. And what else did I do? I did that, and I did to me 2 big things. I forgot what the other one was. Well, anyways, I did that. So, but when I open that hatch door, I can hang the loop from the top of the Insta-privy on one of the handles. And then it's a little short, but not horrible for me if I was standing straight up. Okay. But of course, when you use the bathroom, you're doing a lot of bending down and scooching and sitting. So I'm able to open the back hatch and hang that and get in it and do my business or change my clothes or whatever. And so that works really well. But when it's super windy or it's raining, I don't want to open the back hatch the same way. And the wind blows the fabric pretty hard. When it's over you and you're all settled, you're fine. But getting to settled can be awkward. So I have a plan, and that includes these roof rails. Now, my removable top is a rally top. And mine is the original first generation rally top. They changed some things on it afterwards. And when they offered this one, they did not offer roof rails, but they offered slider windows. So whoever got this one, and I just found out in the last couple of weeks that my tracker evidently came from the factory with a removable hardtop, but somebody changed that out for some reason. Perhaps they went because of a glue mark that I haven't gotten off yet. It's very possible that they removed that roof and then added a soft top and then got tired of the soft top and went back to a roof and had to buy an aftermarket. So, and that's because I have a switch on my, I guess, dash instrument panel for a rear window defroster. And you wouldn't have that on one unless you had the factory hardtop. And I met a guy with a factory removable hard that they don't slide. So I'm grateful I have what I have. It's cool what I've seen, and it's cool what I'm learning. I saw another glitch in the signal, so we're still doing okay. So with all that information, anyways, I found out that Rally Tops will not sell me the roof rails, but that they get them, and for this top, they got them from Perry Craft out of North Carolina. So I called Perry Craft around Thanksgiving, had a conversation with them. Wasn't quite knowing what I wanted at that point. Now that I've been in so many different situations this year, I have a better idea what I want. And so I'm going to call back this week and talk to the guy at Perry Craft about those rails. I also have done some research about how they get installed, and I think I can do it myself. The part I'm not sure I can do, me personally, but somebody around me I know could, is that the rails will be long for a longer vehicle. Okay. And so there's the parts that attach to the vehicle, and then there's the rail itself, and that's going to have to be shortened. And it appears, if I understand it right, it appears that I need one set for back here and a second set for up here, and then my roof can still be removable. So I'm working that out. And I believe Perry Craft did offer, the owner offered to help me with that. Of course, he also offered for me to come to North Carolina and let him do the install. And I was like, it's North Carolina. You're on the whole other side of the world right now. You know, so probably not going to North Carolina to get them, but today, because I think I want them sooner than I would be able to go to North Carolina. How's that for an answer? So, So that's a thing. And what will be able to happen then is these orange recovery tracks, these recovery tracks right here that are on the back of my seat right now, then they'll be able to go up on the roof. And the other reason I was talking about this is then my Insta-privy, I should be able to manage or have somebody help me make. Okay, so say this is the roof rail, okay, itself. There's usually a space over and under it so that you can, like, put things on, hook things on, or tie things on. So I should be able to make some kind of thing that grabs onto this somehow or clips on and has a post like the old Front Runner shower bag hanger thing. Maybe that would fit. I need to look at that. But anyways, that would hold this up so that I can hang the fabric for my toilet thing out there. And then it could be off the side of the car and I don't have to open the back door. And then whether it's raining or whatever else, it's a little easier to go ahead and do something outside if I need to. Or in these situations, and I don't want to like open everything up. So that's where we're going with that. So how I maneuver. It was raining when I woke up and I was like, oh, thank you, God, for water in the desert, right? And, whatever. And then I pull out the old trusty, not new. I think I got it at the thrift store. I know I got it at the thrift store. I think I was shopping with Pixie when I got it. It's an old Gap good raincoat. It's a nice one. And it'll fold into its pocket, right? And so I grab this, I put it on, I put the hood over my hair so I'm not getting all wet. And then I have to pull the sleeping bag away from the door because right now, when I open the door, water rolls off my roof straight down, which would hit on where the edge of my bed was. So I have to move the sleeping bags. And then I just pop the door open and yeah, I kind of use my elbow to open the door. But anyways, and then I get out and I use a little step stool, even though I don't really need one, but it makes it like a rug and I don't know, it's just kind of cool. Anyways, and because I can wipe my muddy feet on that step stool. That is a thing without having like a rug. And it gives me that just a little bit of a boost that makes it easier to get up on top of because my bed is on top of this seat. So anyways, so I get out and right now, like this morning, I have to get out early before everybody's up and do that first. I got to go number one, right? And use my pee cup. Some of you girls will understand that anyways. And do it right here in the doorway as quick as I can so that the water's not all getting inside the car. Or do it beside the car. And just, making sure nobody can see me. And just do that before everybody's awake. And then go dump it. Put paper in the trash. The trash is outside on the back of the tire. The Dora the Explorer, the Insta-privy backpack is really sun damaged and starting to fall apart, and so it has become my trash can. So I put a plastic trash bag inside of it and then I just use it. So that's where the trash goes. And then I come back to the car. This is early morning. Come back to the car and I quickly you can see that. This is the leg board that I put on the seat of the car so that it's a little more level. Okay. And this is the yoga mat and all my sleeping bags. So because it was raining, I just kind of flip them, toss them back there, put this board here and pull the seat up so I can sit in it. And in a tracker, if you get a chance to get inside of a Chevy, Geo, Suzuki Tracker or Samurai, you'll be shocked at how much space is inside them. There's leg space. You can put a 6'5" guy in here easy. Okay, so I just push that stuff back, put the seat up, and then if it's going to rain all day, I can be right here and I can wiggle around all I want and I can get in and out. I got lots of leg room. I can cross my legs, which I'm doing right now. Oops. Okay. and cross my legs. And then my tray table's over here. And because it was damp, I lit the candle, which, ooh, there's quite a bit of clouds over there. Ooh, let's see if I can show you those clouds. Can you see those clouds over the top of those vans? Wow. It's not currently raining. I see my neighbors working on the solar over there on the box truck. Anyway, but yeah, so that's how I maneuver you doing number one in the rain and the plans for whatever, and how I maneuver in the rain. I have pushed the seat, the base of the seat, I have pushed it as far back as it will go. I have not reclined it. It's sitting up. I like to sit straighter than I do laying down. But I seriously am starting to love that Ozark Trails chair. Now, just FYI, that Ozark Trails chair, can't talk. That chair you can only buy online and have it shipped. And I bought it because some other friends, and I can't remember the name they go by, they were with Eva Zubek up in the Arctic Ocean, and they already went down to Baja with her anyways. And they were camped beside me in the DIY area at Overland Expo. And when they were camped with me, they were recommending these chairs because at that time, all I had was the little blue stool. And so I was sitting on the grass, because we had grass at that expo, or on that chair with my back leaned against the tracker. And I was doing that because I couldn't figure out what to do for a chair. And the Helinox chairs, they're beautiful, but you lay down in them, and they're over $100 a piece, and they pack up to nothing. But I can't afford those chairs. So we were talking, and then I checked out their recommendation, and I would like to be traveling with two of these. They're $20 or $25 a piece with inflation, right? And they will hold 350 pounds, I believe. They are lower to the ground. I don't mind lower to the ground because it forces me to exercise the muscles that you would be using if you were squatting. And I have a little trouble with that sometimes. But I'm learning to love this chair. It is comfortable. And I'm getting a lot of use out of my little mini fire pit. Some of you guys saw that. I don't know if I did a separate video or just on here, but it is called a Doki grill, and it's a grill fire pit, and the little green thing is a windscreen that I bought separate. So I have maybe $20 in the windscreen. It might have been 18, and then the Doki grill itself was like, I don't know, $18 or $20 as well, and they both fold up super flat, so they fit in one of the saddle bags that's on my tire, on my spare tire organizer. And so that saddle bag has the windscreen, the fire pit, a small bag of charcoal. I think those bags are 5 pounds. I'm not sure. But a small bag of charcoal. It has tongs. I forgot what else. Fire starters. All in the one bag. And so I can, if I want to, I can just unclip the bag and take it over to set up. It's kind of, I love that organizer. I'm learning how I'm going to use it more. So that's a thing. Let's see. So that's, the start of how I deal with, we're at 38 minutes. Let me watch that too. So that's basically how I do the hard stuff when it's raining in this small a space. And so I am looking forward to having that roof rail that I will add, that will allow me to then hang that Insta-privy off the side of the car. That'll give me better options when it's bad weather. It'll be helpful. There's a reason why I did not put up my tarp extension, and that's because of the wind. And the wind is reminding me of what I would kind of like to have in the future. And so there's things I've talked about on here before, but I'm really kind of leaning toward talking to the IDome owner again. I love my hammocks. Some of you already know that. I did. Oh, nah, don't jump too much. So I met somebody here, another YouTuber. So Graham Cracker. I didn't know Graham Cracker liked hammocks. So the fact that I had found a way to go straight to the manufacturer for the same price as the other company who sells that hitch-mounted hammock stand sells theirs, that for the price that they sell one for, I can go to the manufacturer and get two. And I don't need to, but it would help me get one for half price. Or ish, half price ish. But it takes a lot of time to, actually get it in, and I still need a receiver for the front of my car. But I found out that Graham Cracker has been looking at getting one as well and was struggling with the cost. And so we discussed it and swapped numbers. And so possibly between the two of us, we can figure out a way to both be able to have them because we both like to have them. And my saying that, I'm thinking that I want it and an IDome. An IDome has other purposes. And so IDome Shelter, like I said, you can look in the description and find most of these company names that I'm mentioning. I may have missed some, and I apologize, but I'll do my best to get them in as I can. But, the solar panels are charging again. We're getting 13 watts in. I just heard the sound change. So the solar panels are up on the roof. And yes, I left them in the rain, even though they say don't. I do. So let's see. So, yeah, that's a possibility. But the IDome Shelter, let me go that way, because that's the correct name, would allow me to not only have shade when I only want shade, have hammock stand for more people than me, okay? Because it can hold, I think, 2 hammocks. I'm not sure if it can hold 3. But the fact that it's I can't take it on a plane to go to another country. But in a situation like I'm in right now, I could actually get that top shade, what's it called? The shade part for the top. I can get it printed with my logo as well. And so I could set up a Camp SimplyLesa in a situation like this, or in a situation like for Passover, where I want to maybe sit still for 10 days, maybe, right? Often I do. And for those situations, why can't I have more than one thing? I think abundance is about allowing you to do that. So I'm kind of going to focus a little bit on the different forms of, well, what does abundance look like? Because it doesn't always look the same to everybody. It's not all about money. We know that. I've known that for a long, long time. So, but the fact that I like to hang things, that most of my things hang, the IDome Shelter, I believe, would allow me to hang the Insta-privy inside of it, along with the hammock. And if it's really windy and cold, it will give me some just protection from the elements where I don't have to sit inside the car the same as I am right now. And when I'm in an area, as long as I've been here, maybe this is okay. I mean, there's been times in my life when I didn't feel safe. And if I don't feel safe, I'm probably down the road somewhere. And I have been healing up a lot of stuff from my past traumas. And that is something that I recognize. And I saw it happen again when I experienced, oh my gosh, somebody gave me money. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, that's wonderful. Do you realize $10 is almost a quarter of a tank of gas for me? Thank you. I could go a few more miles. Or I could eat for a day. One of the two. We'll talk about food again too, because I always get that in. It's 44 minutes already. Good Lord. Do you, please put me up some more questions, people, so I have something to answer for you. Please, please, please. Let's see. But I am really seriously considering talking to the gentleman. He didn't have his cards when I talked to him, so I don't even have his real name. But he knows who I am. And he knows how excited I was when I saw them and I saw that you can hang a hammock in them. And I was like, whoa, now I'm really happy, because even in ugly weather, I could have a hammock, and that would make me feel really good. And what I would be proposing to do with it is to, whether I get to be the guinea pig or what, I would definitely add a stove jack. And then I would be looking for a fold flat titanium hot tent stove with actual stovepipes that go together, not the rolly kind. I don't like the rolly kind at all. So that's the direction I would be aiming. And then I could have, like in a situation like this, you'd know where Camp SimplyLesa is from a distance. Plus, I could have company come visit even in bad weather. And with a wood stove inside, and it's an enclosed fire, now I'm safe. I can still cook my food. The space can be a little bit warmer, and it's not propane. So it's a little more safe for me and anybody like me, or my friends who are cool with who I am. So I really like this idea, and I'm kind of, my thoughts go that way quite often. I'm starting to let myself imagine what that would feel like, because that's how things start to come to you. So let's see. So living in a small rig in the rain, you have to be careful, but it's really important to keep the gap in the window open, because it's really important to have that ventilation. So that, I mean, there are other ways to get ventilation, but until I do something mechanical, or, some people would add a vent and cut a hole in the roof and put in a vent that has a fan in it or something like that. It's possible. You could do any of those things. Until I decide what I want, and I like my things to look aesthetically nice, there's a reason for that. It's not, yes, I was an artist. Yes, I just love beautiful things, and I like things to look good. But there's also a side of that, or a perspective with that when people see you, if they see you driving down the road, they see what they visually see affects how they think about you. And so if you put yourself out there as, tired and sad and ugly and I don't know, and dumpy, and, what's the word I want? You're driving a hoopty that's, you don't care about. It shows that you don't care. And so if you want a better reaction from people, you need to. And sure, I've had times. There's times when I'm so depressed I can't do things. So, what was, I'm going to have to click on that so I can see what that just said. I'm going to have to get the glasses out. Anyway, so yeah, being able to, you have to take, I think that it's important to make sure things look good as you're going along. So on that vein, part of why I was cleaning out the glove box was to find the paint color, because I need touch-up paint. I have a spot right near my gas tank, about that big as over as my hand, right? A pretty big spot. Dinner plate size. Well, it's not quite dinner plate. It's a little smaller. But anyways, the paint fell off. Like, one day it's on there, and the next day it's on the ground. And I was like, whoa, that's ugly. I got to do something, but I'm not ready. I don't have the money saved to go go put this into a shop and have it fixed. Because my friend Matt, who has the Bug Barn in St. John's, Arizona, has offered to do all the body work on this and repaint it and get rid of the carpet and, and do it right. But he needs it for a couple of days while he does that. So, but I don't, he has employees. I don't want to give it to him and not have any money in the bank in order to help him, help pay for that. So that's a whole thing that I'm just, until it's necessary, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but don't let it go too far, right? And I need to save money for pretty soon. I'm going to have to do my CV boots, because I saw with my own eyes about 3 months ago when we had it up on a lift, one of the CV boots, deep inside of one of the joints of the CV boot, it had a little crack. And I said something to the mechanic, and he was like, don't do it yet, save money. You'll have to do it, but save money. You're okay right now. And I was like, I don't, and I need to do both sides when I do it. So I'm trying to save to get ready for that. And I was supposed to be in Baja, but I'm nervous now about whether I should afford to go right now. I want to. But my friends Jason and Melinda from Pennsylvania, I need to call and talk to them again. They are still planning to go. The other friends, Echo and them, I don't know if you're out here right now, Echo, because I'm not looking at the list but of who's here. But Echo and them have been in Texas, and so they're not coming out this way for a few months. Well, and with their schedule, I don't know. I'm not sure how I want to maneuver this. So I could go by myself, but am I ready? And I'd like to put the max tracks, the recovery tracks, the orange tracks. You're right, for getting me out of sand, because I want to drive on the beach, okay? And I remember the races in the 60s down there in Baja. So these recovery tracks, I want to put them up on the roof. And that means I got to do that before I can get them up on the roof. Otherwise, I'm sleeping with them. And it's okay, but, right? So this is just the stuff we all go through. Everybody does. You got your version of the same story. So, but I do it. And if I can do it, any of you can do it. And if you're scared, I'll hold your hand a little bit. I won't grab your arm and pull you, because you have to put in some effort of your own, be radically independent. But we can do this, and I do this, and, I am so grateful that I found out I could lay the seat back so I could make the bed on top so I could be out here now. Otherwise, I might still be up at the cabin, which is annoying to me to be in one place for a long time. I house sat when I was in Costa Rica, okay? Or in Central America. And let me tell you, that last house that I took was a 6-month gig. That was painful. I hated it. After 3 months, even before 3 months, I was like, when is this going to be up? So, my sitting still is a whole other thing. So, let's see. I've also changed my diet. I mentioned it before. Let me get over here, because we're getting close to an hour, and let me check what y'all are talking about, because for some reason it did stay up again. There we go. Let me scroll. Yeah, you forgot about me. 1 tickets. Beautiful. Oh yeah, the Poconos were gorgeous. We used to go up there for the Feast of Tabernacles when I was young. As well, she was in her Jeep. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. In the Poconos. I should have gone to the top and come down and read it different. Thank you so much. You were the first car video you ever watched on Bob's. Oh, yeah. Thank you for that being your favorite, and for the $10, and for showing me that and telling me. It really helps me as a human being to know that I'm cared about and that I've been helpful to somebody. Do it for other people too, because I think it's important that we know. Okay, Iris, talking to people. You okay? And Lesa, thank you for being here. And Kenneth, and don't you love clouds over the desert? Yes, I do. They're beautiful. I also love, my favorite time in the morning is just before the sun comes up, and I love to watch the sun come up over the mountain. It's wonderful. Oh, Brooke didn't stay. Okay, she's helping a neighbor. Wonderful. Yeah, Brooke's a lovely lady. She's helping people. She kind of stays to herself, but that's who she is. Bella Marina. Oh no, I'm not reading it right. Bella Marina loves to travel. Isn't that wonderful? Whoops. All right, let's see. Let's go up 17. Border collies. Yeah. Dogs and fireworks. That's a thing, isn't it? Oh, Catherine Cook. Hi. I'm waving at you from the window. I know you're over there in your rig. Used to have the damp rid before. Does the candelier work better? I think they do. I think the candeliers do work better to help with the condensation. I have one of those. Okay, these are the inexpensive ones from Dollar Tree. You see how much water's in the bottom? I keep one of these under the seat all the time. It's not enough. And what I do, rather than buy it every single month, but I could buy one a month at $1.25 or whatever it is. I actually, I set them out in the sun and dry them out as much as I can. This one, I'm probably gonna, you see how much water's in it. Probably gonna need to buy a new one. This one's probably, 4 months, 5 months old, something like that. And I have not dumped water out of it, but put it in the sun to dry it out. And so it probably needs, I had to move my my mallet is under this front seat. My okay. These two things, my tools, my everyday tools. So this is it had a tent stake puller cup hook screwed in the bottom of it. I think they're Coleman or Coghlan's or something like that. You see it's been used. It's really used. So I keep one of these with me. They don't make as much sound, so they don't bother other people or me. Sometimes my ears are sensitive. Who knows why? And then this was from Walmart. This is a Calamus titanium knife. Guy that lives in St. John's. He is off-grid. Mikey. Anyways, Mikey. He's doing the landscaping for the post office. But anyways, he gave me this knife. Somebody gave it to him and he was like, I don't need this knife. I don't need something like that. I love it. It does have a gut hook on it, which is like a little serious. It's a serious knife. But this will cut a steak and it'll make kindling really well. So these two live under my front seat along with that knockoff dry, whatever that stuff's called. That dry stuff that you were just talking about, Iris. Yes, but I think have that and have a candelier. I don't think, this one's good because you can buy tea light candles anywhere, okay? But they also melt into a little cup of liquid. And that's a little more, you got to be more careful. And so I love these. Don't get me wrong. So I'm going to use this. But I think what I'm going to do is get a battery operated timer candle to go in this one. Okay. Like a timer votive battery operated. And just put in this because I love it and it's pretty. Okay. And then it's just a candle and it'll go on and off when I want it to. And I can use it outside because it's very well protected from the weather. And so I can hang it outside the rig or out in camp or something like that. And then I'm going to get, because I have the 3 candle one. Some of you that know me have seen that. But then I'm going to get the other one that takes one of the taller candles like the 3 candelier uses. And then those are proprietary candles, so you have to buy them. But they're such a safe little lantern for inside a car. So I'm going to get the 1 candle one for the tall candle. Those candles are installed. You you take the outside off, and then they're installed. There's a spring under them so that they always, burn at the same height, and it's cool. They really work well. And that one will burn all night long. And even though it's light in the space, I know that it'll be warmer, and I know that I won't have the little pool of little cup of liquid, and it will help the drying up the space more. Now, Iris, I don't remember what vehicle you're in or gonna be in, but if you're in a minivan, get the 3 candelier if you're gonna get one, okay? And because in a relative sense, this is pretty inexpensive, especially where propane will make so much wet in your vehicle from condensation. I really, really love these for that. There are some other ways. There are some cheap ways to do some of this, but you've got to be careful. And if I say them out here to everybody, I'm afraid somebody will try it and burn their ass down, well, burn their rig down. And I don't want to be responsible for somebody, taking something I say and doing something that's going to hurt them or make them lose their stuff. I would feel horrible, even though it's up to each person what they choose to take away from a video and do, right? But in my experience, if I was going back to a minivan, now that the heat mate burnt up, and so it doesn't exist anymore, and you can't even buy them. So the next direction I would go is the 3 candelier if I was in a minivan. If I was in a van, like my old Vantucket, I would save money and I would get the Dickinson Marine, for me, solid fuel heater. And I would probably burn charcoal in it, which is an acceptable fuel in that particular stove, which is made for boats, which means it's made for boats and RVs and other things. But the fact that they made it for a boat, they made it so it can move around. And you still have to make sure the fire's out before you move your vehicle, because there are dangers with that. But that's what I would do if I was in a bigger vehicle, bigger van. Now, if I was, let's go to presupposing, right? If I was married and living in a vehicle with somebody else in some other kind of rig, now I would probably have someone else I would have a husband deal with a vented propane, most likely a Dickinson Marine propane heater, because I can be in vehicles with those, but I can't be in ones that do not. I can't even come visit you if you've got your campfire out, your propane campfire. I'm going to see that you have one, and I'm going to see the fire from a distance and go, hi guys, because I can't. I will be sick very quick, and I ain't trying to go to the hospital and explain to another set of doctors that I'm allergic to propane, because they all want to tell me that's not possible and whatever else. You know how that goes. So, yeah, damp rig. So that's that question. It's been 23 years since everybody expected the computer crash in 2000. Isn't that incredible? That's when the person who sold me the property bought the property that I now bought, right? Because they bought it because of 2000. We're going to all die. Yeah. Let's see. Do you realize blue is your color? Yes, I saw that one already. Yeah. And yes, I do. And thank you so much. I just, I've learned that this year. And this is all just good mornings. Okay, looks like fun. Okay, hey Brooke. Okay, so that's all hi driving, see you laters. Whoops, what happened? Oh no, I am not trying to. Okay, I must have pushed on the button the wrong way. I see there's more messages from way back earlier, but I don't see what they are. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate that I have the help that I do out here, Iris and all. Yeah, I agree. Be careful how close you put a candelier to a Mr. Buddy just to be safe. I mean, that's like being extra ultra careful, okay? But be careful with that, okay? Be careful that that you're being respectful of your Mr. Buddy, and if you give yourself some airspace, some of the condensation will go that way. Don't don't close everything up so tight. That's not very healthy. I really like the candelier. I like both the light because it's natural light. It it does this calming thing to our eyes, to mine. I know I'm sensitive. I'm aware of that. I'm sensitive because of who I am. Because of what I've been through and everything else, right? But I care too. So come on. It's healthier for us to have our eyes lit, or to have our eyes experience a natural fire than it is an electric light bulb. There's research out there somewhere. So some of you that are interested in diet things and food things, let's talk about that and my health. You want me to talk about? I'm going to ask you, and then I'm going to talk about it anyway. So, but would you like to hear about that? Because I usually give you a little update on that stuff as well. The tracker's doing wonderful. I would like to show more, but sometimes I feel like it's just messy and not clean enough. That comment about me buying paint. See, now I've jumped on y'all. I'm not really ADHD, okay? But I did jump in the conversation. Part of the reason that I'm getting ready, you see the tube, right? Part of the reason that I'm getting ready to touch up the paint is because Darren helped me to redo my logo and helped me with the .com. And he sent me a bunch of stickers for free. I mean, he did this out of the kindness of his own heart because he appreciates who I am. The bottom came out of my tube. Woo-hoo. I'm keeping this tube for this because it's a good one. Anyway, and so I have, let's see how many I have left. 1, 2, 3. You don't have to watch me count. 4, 5. I still know how to count. 6, 7, 8. I have 9 more stickers. Only 9. And then I'm going to have to pay for some. So for right now, I've been generous, and I'm trying to give to people who I know are supportive or close friends and things like that. But pretty soon, I'm going to have some money for stickers because I don't know how much it will cost to get new ones. But look what he did for me. He wants me to put these on the front of my car like Chrome up in Canada puts on his van. So this is why I went and did the research and found the touch-up paint so I can work on the little paint so I can put those on my car. And and then I went ahead and got so I did the front license plate with a big sticker decal on that. And then I put, let me think. And then I put that front license plate is on the bumper. I don't love, my bumper slants a little, so the license plate hangs like this a little bit. I don't like how, I want it to stand straight up. So I started looking around at the license plate holders. I will put this in my wish list as well, because eventually I'll buy it myself, but if one of you wants to be generous, but I'll put it in my wish list because it's where I'm headed, right? And whether I buy it or somebody else gets it, we all get that we're going there together, kind of. But I found a license plate bracket for the front of the car. Now, I have to get underneath and find out how I can attach the bracket. But this bracket comes so that it'll make the license plate, it'll attach under the car in a different place, so the license plate can be up straight, and you can put it just the license plate or put a license plate with a frame on it. But it has a little pipe style bumper thing and a light, and I think it's right around $55. So I want that on the front. That takes care of, well, I need to be careful. If I'm really getting the hammock stand, I need to make sure that's the right thing. So that's why it's not out on my wish list. But I found it and I went, oh, that would be perfect. If I don't do the hammock stand, that would be perfect. If I do the hammock stand, I just need to make sure it would still work with it because I like the idea a lot. So that's a possibility. And I bought some McGuire's, I think it is, black stuff to make my bumpers look newer again because they're all faded. And I haven't done the research yet to find out if I can use it on the fiberglass of the rally top, but I'm hoping I can use it on the fiberglass, and because it's looking real dusty and it's looking dead. It looks old, faded, dead, sun damaged. I don't know what to call it. So, and that's, I'm trying to make all of that look better. Let's see. And so then okay, so now let me go back to what I started before I got off on that. The health and food thing, and we are at an hour. So, I told Donnie, I told Donnie I would like to use the Starlink for an hour. So if it gets shut off before I finish what I'm saying, bye and I love y'all and ciao and all of that stuff. But hopefully it won't. Hopefully he's just got it on for a little bit and it'll be on a little longer. So recently I've struggled with my health and all of those things. So I'd been seeing a lot of information and heard stories about, and did a lot of research, okay, about carnivore diet over the years, okay, over years and years and years. I used to be raw vegan. Some of you know that a lot of years I was raw vegan. And, but it's like I got healed up in the first year and a half. And then all of a sudden I started like getting these horrible, worse sicknesses. And diverticulitis came in. And then it was like, you can't eat any raw food anymore. It's all got to be cooked. And so I've been through some stuff. And then one year when I was camping in New Mexico with Al Christensen and Lou Bruschetti, or I don't think I say his name right. I'm sorry, Lou. But when I was camping with them, one day I didn't feel good. I was pretty good the day before, and we were getting ready to leave the next day. And so, the next day I'm pulling my stuff together and we're getting ready, and I'm like, all of a sudden I don't feel good. And I'm like, let me go use the bathroom. Can we have an extra 15 minutes? So I go in, I use the bathroom. I come out, and Al says, Lesa, what happened? You just went from looking normal and good to you look like you're 95 years old. What just happened? I said, I don't know, but I don't feel good. I ended up in the hospital. My van stayed, an hour and a half away. And I'm in a hospital, and the guys went on their way. Well, Al went on his way. Lou had already gone somewhere else. And Al went on his way. And I was in the hospital quite a while. I had diverticulitis and some other problems. And so that was horrible. And I felt abandoned, right? I mean, it triggered my abandonment issues as well as the fact that I was sick. And at that point, all I could eat was like white rice and white potatoes. I couldn't eat anything else. So this time, some off and on, I've had times when I could only eat 2 or 3 things. And this time I was kind of getting down to, I can eat millet, but I eat it and then I got to go to the bathroom and I see the millet. And what's the point? If I'm just taking the food from the grocery store and putting it in the compost bin, what is the point? It's like I'm just throwing money away. Why eat? But I'm starving. And like I joke with Brooke, she comes on here as Brooke, but I joke with Betty Joe that I've come to see her a couple of times and just gone, I know I'm eating careful, and I know I've had enough volume of food for today, but I am so hungry. Give me your arm. I'm about to chew on your arm, okay? I'm that kind of hungry. And she's like, wow, there's something wrong with that. And I'm like, I don't know, there's something wrong with that. If you're so hungry, and I felt like I was starving, and I'm eating, a half a cup of, half a Japanese yam, and a piece of 4-ounce salmon and green beans. And I'm starving to death. And as soon as I eat it, I'm in the bathroom and it's all coming out. And I'm like, yeah, something wrong with that problem. Yeah. So anyway, so I go back through things and I rehash. Even when I was raw vegan, I remember the day when I was like, I'm just going to drink some raw goat's milk. It's still raw, but I'll tell people that I'm not vegan anymore, that I drank goat's milk, or I'm going to tell them that I had a spoonful of honey, right? Because something's wrong, and that's what I'm craving, is those things. So, over the years I've done that. So, deep breath here. I have decided to go Lion's diet, and I'm not one of those people who lives in the future. Now, like the minimalist guys talk about. Now, by the way, the minimalists wrote their book right around the time I was becoming SimplyLesa. Okay, they and I were in a chat room together on a DOS bulletin board talking about being minimalist when their book came out, and I was coining my name, SimplyLesa. Anyway, so those guys were just recently talking about some of these similar things, how things don't serve them to go with this. But anyways, so I've decided to go Lion's diet. I practice living in the now. I might talk about I'd like to do this thing in the future, like Baja. I have to plan ahead. That's true for me because of my income and everything else, right? My budget. But living in the now, if I was confident that I was ready, I would already be there. I wouldn't wait. Why wait? Do it now before you can't, or whatever, right? Or for not even before you can, just do it. What's the point? I don't know, whatever. So, a week and a half ago, I went all the way Lion's diet, and the only thing I have had the first couple of days, I was still drinking black coffee until the day, which still wasn't tasting good to me ever since COVID. So, or the morning that I took a sip of it and went, bleh, I was like, all right, I'm done. So, I'm not drinking coffee anymore. I'm drinking hot water and broth that I make. And so I have gone Lion's diet. We're talking Lion, as in roar the imp. Yep, Lion's diet. Meat, salt, and water. I've had black coffee in the first few days, and I had what's the name of that expensive honey that begins with the M? Somebody will know that. And I had some of that honey in that first couple of transition days, and now I'm 100% Lion's diet, which is ruminant animal meat and water and salt. And so I need to get some Redmond salt. When I get a chance, I will get some. And I've cooked it on the fire outside. I've cooked it on the alcohol stove in my pots. And I got my small thermal pot back. This is my small thermal pot. These are horribly expensive in the States, but they're pretty common in Japan. Okay? And so inside of this is a stainless steel pot that you put this pot on a stove or a fire and you cook in this. And then when it comes to a boil, you put it in here and put this on, and it keeps cooking more and more and more. The other day, I was able to get some bones that were the right size to fit inside this, this space, and I put them in here and boiled it, and then stuck it in here. And then the next morning, I reheated it and had that broth in, like at the time when we would have done coffee time, and that was nice. That was the morning I was talking to my therapist, so that was awful nice. Okay, the lid's not there. It is there's a thingy that shows you how to put it on. But and these are horribly expensive in the States, but I love this. I have a larger one up at the property, and you can also, as opposed to using it for heat, you can use it for keeping things cold. And so the first time I bought a frozen round of ground beef. I stuck it down in there. It stayed cold and frozen in the middle for 3 days. So it's kind of nice to know that those things are available. But it's horribly expensive. So unless it's really useful to you, practice, come borrow mine, do something, but don't, if you can't afford it, don't be going that direction. But it's a lovely pot. I love it. I use it. I'm going to use it more. I'm going to be looking for more opportunities to just grab some small soup bones that'll fit in that and do that same process I did the other day, because how nice was that to just wake up and warm up if I had boiled it at nighttime, it would have been hot the next morning. I wouldn't have even had to heat it up. That would have been really nice to just, pour yourself a cup of something hot to drink and go on with your day. But I'm seeing a difference in a week and a half. I feel mentally clearer. I had a couple of days that were hard. I had a couple of days with muscle aches and body aches. I realized that I have a histamine problem pretty early on, which was part of the reason I allowed myself to have that honey that I had, because I was really struggling with some like allergy histamine things. And what else? But so I love vegan people. I loved the idea of being raw vegan. I really did. But it just didn't work for me, and it might not be the healthiest. I've seen some things, so, whatever. Yeah, we are at, I see that I'm losing people, and I see that we're at 20 minutes overtime. So, have I answered questions today? Let's see. Diet stuff, please. Oh, Mary wanted to, okay. Mary, have I talked enough about that? Do you need some more? Oh, is Mitzi out here? Wonderful. Yes, and we love dogs. Oh, did you guys hear that Finley got adopted? Yay. Let's see. Whoops. Yeah. Oh, oh yeah. Thank you, Mary. Yes, that kind of honey. However you say that word. Yeah. And I did that because I was having histamine problems. But I'm finding that I am clearer. And oh my gosh, I just opened up how much storage in my car. Whoa. I might have to bring the refrigerator back and use it as a freezer. That's true. But that's okay. It'll fit. But, oh my gosh, not only do I have space in the car again, because I did choose to give away all that food that I spent so much time buying and then organizing into a really nice, cute pantry in here. It's all different now. But it's okay, because this is simpler. I'm feeling better. And I'm having TMI. Close your ears if you don't want to hear it. But I'm having healthier poops, Thank you. BMs. Which is easier when you're out camping. I mean, believe me, it's much easier. It's really easy if you can have the kind of poops that look like a dog poop, and you can use a dog poop bag to pick it up like you do dog poop. That makes life really simple, but that doesn't happen for everybody, and it certainly has not been that way for me up until recently. Although I'm not going on the ground right now, I'm still holding out. Am I going to have a problem, right? So, let's see. But I'm clearer. I have so freaking much time. All the time and energy I have put into, I don't feel good this week. How am I going to do this? How can I talk to that person? What food am I going to eat today? Because I know what's going to happen. And, it's like, hey, now it's simple. Whoa, I'm happy. This is easier. Way easier. Yeah, I wish I could find some just beef or lamb or goat or something, just that meat and salt jerky. I love that. And I probably will start doing some of those things again, but that takes time and energy too. But crap, I have more time. And I'm feeling so much better and I'm so much clearer. But I did have a couple of days of kind of weirdness. And I already was on a pretty clean diet. But like, I wasn't going to let those Japanese yams I had bought that cost me like $3 a pound or whatever, wasn't going to let them rot. So Betty Joe got some, and another guy, 13 Peaks Leatherworks. I don't remember his name, and I just remember that somebody took his leather business card out of my car the other day because they wanted the piece of leather, and I forgot it had his name and his phone numbers on it. Darn. So I need to get his contacts again, but he really wanted to try the yams. He'd never tried them. So he got some, and somebody else got a bag of millet. But anyways, so I'm feeling way better. I have energy. All right, I guess I gotta like tie this up. Any more questions? Vitamins or minerals. Actually, what I'm doing for my minerals right now and for my electrolytes is I'm drinking Pellegrino. I looked up plain Pellegrino. Preferred in the glass bottles, but I'll take it anyway and get it. But I prefer it in glass bottles. Pellegrino has a pretty high magnesium content in it. And the things that you need to watch when you're switching a major diet thing is the sodium, potassium, and magnesium. And those are the electrolytes. Okay? And so that's how I'm solving that problem. I love the Pellegrino. I think I could be drinking a gallon of it right now, but I also am drinking water, but the water coming from the RO machines. When I can, I buy spring water. If I can get it in glass bottles, I prefer that, obviously, but that's harder to do. When I was up in Idaho, I was going to the springs. That's even better. Fill your own bottles. But anyways, yeah, so that's the way I'm dealing with that. I will continue to use my stainless steel jug for now, for water. And if I was going to a spring, I would put the water in that stainless steel jug. I don't have carrying glass around inside a vehicle, going over dirt roads, not very safe. So be careful with that, unless you can figure out a way that it works for you. So, who's that? Mitzi, Sand Lions Carnivore. Thank you, Mitzi, and it's I'm so glad to see you. Thank you for coming out and being with us. Yeah, I think I am, and I've in the research and the actual people I've chatted with or whatever. I understand it makes a big difference in mental health, and so I'm watching for that as well, and I'm noticing how much happier and calmer. And my sleep is improved. Everything. I just think I'm better. So, knock on something. I mean, I'm not a knock on wood person, but I just feel better. So let's say yay and keep going, right? See what happens. My goal was, let me give this 30 days. And so I started a week and a half ago. So we'll say end of the month, and right. And I'm hoping, I'm going to be all healed up and like a whole different person, beautiful person, right? By Passover. Passover is going to be so cool. And for Passover, because it's special to me the way Christmas has been special to y'all, I very most likely will I don't know if I will try eggs or I will try to reintroduce some goat dairy or something. I don't know. I need to think about that. I'm not sure, but it is possible to reintroduce, if you get healthy enough to reintroduce some other items into your diet. And I'll stay with the ancestral. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll watch my progress and see. Joel, I'm doing a live. You're welcome. You can come stick your head in. This is Joel.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, Joel, neighbor. Who are you online and stuff?
Joel Pittman.
Okay,
Schoolie Nation, all the Facebook groups.
Schoolie Nation.
Traveling with JRP on Instagram.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Yeah. By the way, hook up with me on Instagram and stuff or stuff. Yeah. So Joel was welcome by. Yeah, it's the neighborhood. This is the way it is here. It's different from when I'm up at the cabin. I like both things, and I do like to be alone a lot. Many parties last night because I'm not into celebrating the whole Ishtar things. You know, just not. That's me. All right. Well, y'all have gotten. Thank you all for being here. Okay, I lost y'all. But you do, when you blow the candles out, you do get smoke. This, I find the tea lights smoke more. And so that will get in the that if you're into the candles. You did lose me for a minute, but we're at the end. So you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. I travel solo as a senior woman on disability with a super low income and a free government phone. Okay? And if I can do it and have adventures, you can too. Just be careful. Be radically independent. Travel light and often. And come visit us every Sunday morning out here on our Simply Live, and just join the group and ask questions. And hey, if you want to know more Chevy Tracker stuff, ask me that too. I'm learning as well. So, I'm not an expert by any stretch, but I might bring a couple of Zuki people out here one day. So we'll see about that. All right. Ciao. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I'll see some of you later. Might see Mary. Ciao. Whoops. Where's the X? Whoops. How do we get off? Bye. Have a good week.